And you knew Allison's grandfather.
I knew her dad.
Okay.
He was a class ahead of me, so he was in my husband's class. But yeah, I knew Peter, and so therefore I knew his parents. So his dad, Art, and a friend of theirs owned Boucher and Flock, the local, we called the hardware store, but they sold everything from soup to nuts. But there was a record. We got our records. We went and got the little 45s at Boucher and Flock.
So I understand there was a listening booth at Boucher and Flock.
Yeah, you had to go pick the record. So in 1964, when the Beatles came out, you went and picked out I Want to Hold Your Hand, and you went into this little room. It had windows, big windows on the side of it, but you got to put the record on and listen to it through headphones and decide whether you wanted it or not. And most of us as teenagers at that time, because you didn't have to pay for that service, you just went in and listened to it and going, okay, listen to it, and then you left. But if you got to go with your boyfriend, that was even a bigger deal. Like, we went to the sound booth for a date.
But big windows, so there was nothing untoward going on in there.
But it was just cool. Yeah.
So Sandra, you said that Boucher and Flock, the store, really changed the character of the town. Can you talk about that a little bit?
That's my husband's theory. He came up with that. The town was very Catholic, Protestant split. There's a convent and Catholic church established, I don't know how many years ago in town. And so Art Flock was Protestant and Boucher was, I can't remember his first name, was Catholic, and they must have been friends and went into business together, and all of a sudden it was like, if they can be friends and work in business, well, the rest of the town can get along fine. Because it was very, very Ku Klux Klan back in the 40s and 50s in here.
It's not like that today.
No. In fact, there's a lot of people that didn't even realize that it existed here.
So Allison, you came here as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
You stayed with your grandparents?
Yeah.
Tell us about that experience.
We loved coming to Rosetown. We would get so excited for our summers here, and I'd go. My grandpa was a big golfer, so I remember from the time I could probably see over the steering wheel, I'd get to go and drive the golf cart around. And my grandma taught me how to knit, and we would cut around in their veranda, walk around, go to the shops. I loved Rosetown.
So how does it make you feel coming back here, hearing stories about your grandfather, and seeing these places that you haven't seen in years?
It's so nostalgic, and I feel like I'm getting to know him on a level that I didn't know because I was quite young. He was kind of an older grandpa.
Yeah.
So I kind of wish that I could have a chat with him, so this is like a way to get to know him again. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's always neat to get some kind of connection to ancestors that people know. We're recently doing some research and stuff on an uncle that I never got to meet. We're putting a plaque up on a lake in his name, and all of a sudden all this research and people that talk to him, and the idea that somebody actually spoke to him, I think that's really cool. But hang on, I've got something for you.
What do you got here?
Oh my gosh, we have this exact one in my parents' house.
So this is made by Doug Flock, and this is an anniversary gift to you. From Andrew.
Wow.
That's from Andrew.
Thank you. That's so wonderful. I love that.
But he picked that out before he realized that it was made by a flock.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
He just thought it was cute.
We have like hundreds of these little dragons.
Well, Doug made some for Rich and I. Mm-hmm. So I've got one at home with a Rough Rider jersey on it, and mine, because I collect chickens, has got a chicken under its arm.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I was telling Andrew that if Doug made him one, he would probably be on a bike.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And Doug's son is a big world cyclist. He's
is he?
Biked around the world.
Cool.
More than me.
Anyway, here you go.